A few people have asked me to do a video about Victoria Paris. Believe it or not, Victoria Paris and I were born 11 days apart. So that's pretty cool. Unfortunately, I never got to make a movie with her, although there are several compilation films out there, I believe, with the two of us in them together. For those who don't know, it's when they take scenes from several different movies and put them all together, like the best of scenes shot on the beach, or the best of blondes, or Asian beauties, or something like that. And they take scenes that were originally seen in another film and just put them into something else. And no, we don't get paid for that. That's totally free. None of the people in the business get any kind of royalties or residuals or anything like that. At least they certainly didn't when I was in the business. So I ran into Victoria Paris at the Consumer Electronics Show. Now, she and I worked with Vivid Video, and this was towards the end of my career, right before I decided to get out of the business. She was very quiet. She didn't say a lot of things unless she felt it necessary, which I can totally relate to. I don't know if you've heard this old adage, but it's better to remain quiet and let everybody think you're a fool than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. And I've always felt that was a good way to live my life, unless there was something that was really important that needed to be said. I really didn't feel the need to jump right in there and put my 2 cents worth in. Victoria struck me as very classy. She always held herself in a way that made you think that she wasn't just, slouched over. I never saw her drinking a lot. She might have had a glass of champagne or wine on occasion when it was called for, but you could tell she was always held together. She never appeared to be on drugs or anything like that. I always got the impression that she was smart and had a good control over herself, a good sense of self-worth, and that she wasn't going to just go fly off the handle like some people might do. Now, I'm not saying anybody in the business did that, but you know how life is. There's some people that you just know if somebody says something or looks at them the wrong way, they're going to get ticked off. She was definitely not like that. She was very self-controlled, very reserved, very quiet, and very classy. I always thought she was very classy. I have a lot of high regard for her. I didn't really get to know her very well, but that's kind of like it was for me with almost everybody in the business. There were very few people in the business that I got to know very well. And after having the experiences I had with Shauna Grant and Megan Lee and Savannah and so many others, I got to the point where I was kind of afraid, you might say, to get to know some of these actors and actresses very well, because so many of them had committed suicide. Cal Jammer, John Doe, male, female, it didn't seem to matter. And I didn't want to get my heart broken again, if you know what I mean. So I gotta say, on one hand, I kind of held back because I didn't want to get close to somebody only to have them commit suicide and me wonder, why didn't you reach out to me in your time of need, So, because at the end, I kind of experience, especially when it's happened multiple times, it affects you, it kind of changes you. But Victoria Paris passed away of natural causes a few years ago, rest her soul. So I never would have thought that she would be one to do any kind of drugs or any kind of self-harm or anything like that. So I'm not surprised that it was something natural and out of her control. But she will be very missed by many people. And thank you to all of you who asked about her and asked me to do a video about her.